here. Great. Chilling.
Good.
I got my my first retweet, I think, from Elon today.
Oh,
That was fun.
really?
Yeah. Good
Nice.
stuff.
What was it? Do a quick screen share, maybe. What was it?
Yeah. It was so it was sharing analytics or sharing the analytics page on X because they just did their second round of payouts yesterday.
Nice. I thought you were going to say it was retweeting some of the bad results from Lucid.
That would be hilarious. Dude, I've been getting murdered on Twitter today, or X,
Really?
whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, because I just highlighted their numbers.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, they're probably gonna die because of this unless the Saudis give them more money.
Yeah.
And I got all these Lucid people like calling me a nasty liberal, a fucking idiot.
Oh,
You don't
no.
know numbers. Amazing. Yeah, it's great. It's like literally, I'm very thankful where I am mentally because like that stuff is literally very entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers don't
Very
lie.
entertaining.
I mean, was
Right.
it like the cost of each car was 500 grand each or something? You figured out?
They lose.
They lose.
They
Yeah.
lose $500,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
It's not my fault.
yeah. And the other, I think you're very good at laying out stuff. You laid out very well that production is constantly higher than deliveries. That's not
Exactly.
good. And there's no economies of scale dialing in. That's not good.
Right.
And usually when you're seeing a company grow, you should be seeing these numbers in the background dial in. And if they're not
Correct.
dialing in over a reasonable amount of time, I think you looked at about 5 or 6 quarters, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah,
I did.
Then it is a few red flags. Yeah, interesting. So
Very
I did
weird.
see this tweet actually. I hadn't noticed you'd got 1 million views on it already in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Yeah.
It's performing pretty well. Yeah, it's as soon as he retweeted it, that's what caught fire. But it was just me. Listen, hey, like there's more numbers here because everybody, ever since they started doing the monetization thing, it looks like people are very interested. Why is my camera so like laggy? You see that?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Hold on, let me see. I think I figured out a way. So have you had a chance to see my last couple of videos that I've made?
I saw the Lucid one, and I saw the GM.
Okay.
I got around to seeing the GM one. I loved the GM
Okay.
one. That was the first time you did that very powerful intro with literally must have been like one line or something, and then your robots are coming dropped. I thought that was sick. I was kind of like, yes,
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
So one of the things I found out on OBS is that and I think this is why it's laggy. So I have to figure out how to do that. So it's a 4K canvas on OBS.
Okay.
And then I have my camera. I have 2 different views on the same 4K canvas. Because a 4K canvas, you can have 4 1080p pictures on one.
Okay.
So then I have a view. One of the pictures is my slideshow with my face on the right.
Yep.
And then the other one is just my face. And so what I've been able to do in the editors, I bring that entire feed in, then I downscale it to 1080p for each one of those 2 shots. And then I just copy paste and put them over top. And then one of my feeds is the slidey one. And then one of the feeds is my face. And I can just literally just make cuts between them to go to my face to the slides. And I feel like that has made a huge impact in how the video flows.
So before, were you
know what I'm saying?
Were you putting the slide on? Were you editing it in when you were going between each one?
It was Google Sheets, and just I have an OBS thing where I just have my face to the right next to the I just have it formatted so it shows up. But the thing is, like it wasn't smooth. I wasn't able to switch between just my face and the slides to the slides in my face because I would have to click on each one, or I would have to press something on the Stream Deck to switch views. But that would take me away from thinking about what I'm doing. I have to consciously do it. But now I just have them both coming in, and I just cut them in between. So I think that's improved the sort of production of the videos. And I wasn't sure if you had any thoughts about that, but I feel like it's good for retention because there's every few seconds there's like a shift. You're looking at a slide, then you're looking at my face, and then you're looking at the slide with my face, and then so it keeps going back and forth. So I figured that was good for retention.
And having a setup which does come really like intuitively is going to help so much. That's one thing Meet Kevin absolutely smashes. He can just like move around his screen. He's juggling this, juggling that, bring on a bit of CNBC, show his iPad, this, that, the other. He does that so well. So if you can get into the habit of that. Especially, actually, one thing we should talk about is you tried that new style of video, which was like a live stream. How do you think about that? How are you feeling after? Do you remember that one you tried? Must have been nearly a fortnight ago now, actually.
Yeah. So this you're talking about when I went on just by myself and we were
Yeah.
chatting. Yeah, it was good. It felt good to re-engage with the community. I mean, to me, that was like a community building video for me, and they're fun. They're really, really fun for me to do. I think for those, what I'm trying to figure out is, I feel like those work if I'm just doing a catch up with my community, or maybe there's like a news item that day that maybe I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when to do them. Do you have any advice on that? Because I haven't figured out because I want to work them in. I just don't know how to work them in. You're saying like same day, same time every week, right? So people know.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, it depends on, just from my perspective, it depends on the style and the way you want to do it. If, one of the ways I think a lot of people do build a really strong following is the same time every day, military operation. I don't know if that is 100% the style you want to go down. I know you've really enjoyed the freedom you've had lately with doing a few less interviews and a few more of your own videos. But if you were to do something like that as a bit more of a military operation, even if it was, once a week, Wednesdays, noon, your time, whatever, then that could be a good way of building a cadence with that sort of style. I really enjoyed the style because you naturally just bounce around a few topics. And I thought that was quite engaging. I thought the way you sort of like you sort of built from a comment off to like a Cybertruck video. I thought that was really good. I think you could also, I think I did, I don't know if I actually managed to send a voice message or not. Those Discord voice messages absolutely drive me mad. Don't get £100 Oppo phone. It's not worth it. Although it was free, to be fair. One thing I think which could improve it is having like a few, like 2 or 3 just like random Tesla news articles up your sleeve, so you can like you go in with your main topic of conversation, which is you sort of started your video and it was, I don't know, 5-minute, 11-minute long, opener about whatever you wanted to talk about. Then you went to the forum, which is really good. But sometimes, unfortunately, especially if you're doing it on your own without a producer wife, you're going to get like 2 or 3 slightly boring comments in a row, which as a listener you could then dial out and then think, oh yeah, what's next on the side. So that could then be a good chance to just have like maybe 2 or 3 articles up your sleeve with, oh yeah, this was interesting, or if someone mentions a comment around that sort of news topic, then you could link it together, and then that would just look, I just think from a viewer's point of view, that would look really well organized and flowing, and conversational with the audience and adding random bits of value. So yeah, that was just my perspective of how can we maybe even improve it again. But what I did also think is, as the stream went on and on, I felt like you really got comfortable, and when you got comfortable just pulling out comments and stuff like that, I thought it had like a really nice, community vibe to it. We were sitting down and having a chat with Farzad sort of vibe.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's good feedback. So as I think about that, the thing as I stuffed my face, sorry, I'm like so hungry.
Been to the gym.
Yeah. I went 4 times in the last, so in the last 5 days I went 4 times.
Nice.
And so now these 2 days are my rest days, and I'm like, I was under calorie yesterday, so I'm like, I gotta eat so much more today. The thought of having to go hunt down news articles to have a buffer in, that doesn't sound very like I'm not vibing with that. Like in my head, it would be better if I was the guy that would come in and comment, like almost react to them live without me seeing the article. So it's like almost like I would have to figure out a way to have news articles sort of prepared so that we can talk about them, and then I can sit down and talk about it. So maybe that's something I can talk to Cindy about. I don't know if you have bandwidth to do something like that, but I'm just kind of like thinking through it. I don't know.
Definitely. I mean, if it's sort of thing where you're like, Dave, I'm going to go live in 2 hours. Drop me some links. I won't click on them. Then I could send you some, and I'll just give you good ones. So if I'm like, dude, I've got one, then you got one. If I'm like, yeah, here's 3 or 4. Then you can do 3 or 4. So yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So let's try that then. I would say let's go. Let's try our first one. Let's see. So today is Rivian.
Yep.
And then I gotta tell you about this video that I'm gonna be shooting tonight with my friend. I think we're gonna do like a StreamYard record.
Okay.
I'll tell you about the concept. It's like I wonder if we can work it in somehow.
Okay.
And tomorrow I have a live stream with Brandon from Car Questions Answered.
Yep.
So talking about the repo stuff and like the car market and whatnot. Curious to see how that's going. So maybe I'll do it on a Thursday, like Thursday 1 p.m. Central my time. Well, your days are fucked on Thursday.
Yeah, my day's fucked on Thursday. If you want to do it on Thursday, I'll work around it and I'll see what I can do. And I'll help you where I can. If you want it to be a little bit more organized, then maybe saving it for Friday.
Yeah.
I'm Friday. I will be busy when you go live, but I would have had the whole day to run up to it because obviously I'm UK time.
Maybe we'll do it Friday then, because I feel like Friday's a good natural recap of the week.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a rebranded community forum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I always think it's just like giving this stuff a go, isn't it? And then if you do it on the Friday, if the articles I give you resonate with, it feels like it works. A new concept, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, let's try Friday then.
Yeah.
Friday 1 p.m. Central.
So the other thing we were going to do as well, actually, was, which I haven't done any progress on yet, but we spoke about it briefly over the weekend, was sending you some of those videos which you could react to. Maybe it could be a hybrid of that.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I could. It could be an article. It could be breaking news, something, or it could be like there's a few, and I'm actually not going to say it again now because it is more realistic when I give you one on Friday. There's a certain video. So I've been looking up in the last 30 days what's been going really viral for Tesla. I've literally just said the last 30 days, and I've looked at filtered it then by views. So a lot of the stuff is like real life Tesla videos, so car reviews, other stuff like this, and some of it's been a lot about Cybertruck actually. So if we're gonna talk in a moment about any ideas for a high quality video, I know we talk about that. Cybertruck I would like to push, but obviously you need to pick something which you think you can really go into. But I can't remember what I was going to go with that. Oh yeah, so one of the things I want to show you though is I would like you to have a look at is something which has been getting a lot of views recently in the Tesla world. So okay, this is the only thing is though. So this reaction concept we had was I'd give you half a dozen videos to react to and you just react to it live as we go. But the best thing about that would have been we could have branded the whole video with whatever, then post-event, whatever clip we think is most likely to make our video go as viral as possible. Yeah. So, for example, let's just say, so I'm going to make something up now. Let's say we had a video of a Cybertruck crashing. Okay. I give them all to you. You react to them live. Post. By live, I don't mean necessarily on a live stream. I just mean recording it live. Then afterwards, we can then tailor that thumbnail title around, the fact that the Cybertruck crashing was the best bit of that whole video. That. But if we're doing this one on Friday, we can't quite do that. Maybe we could discuss.
So why don't we just do it then? So then why don't we pocket? So like right now, the way I'm thinking about, I'm really focused. I've made it a plan right now. So I'm at the mindset where I want this thing to get to 1 million subs. I made a decision.
It's happening.
I want the channel to go to 1 million. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. So 1 million subs on the channel and 1 million followers on X, especially now that they're monetizing. So like there's like a legitimate forcing function to me, be like, okay, yeah, I can buy more Tesla stock if I do this. So yeah, I'll just get 1 million subs, and David becomes even happier now. so I wanna really go for that. And so if I really want to make that happen, I think I can do that by maximizing the impact we're making with our content that is still holds true to how we're thinking about making content, which is always be valuable, never be misleading, always have it so that it's me who's sort of bringing it out with everyone's help, right? So it's very much that core principle, and we don't fall into the trap of the usual bullshit that YouTube sort of forces you down on, which is clickbait and all this crazy shit. But we're really gonna try to find really cool topics to talk about, new ways of of interfacing with those topics, new formats, but we're going to maximize the chance that that piece of content goes as far as possible. So that's my guiding principle for the channel right now. And like, so as you're describing it to me, it's like, okay, so if we do it as a live stream, then you sort of lose the ability to do exactly what you said, which is really grab the piece of content, it's fresh, tailor the whatever it is to that, and then that becomes a piece of content. And I almost want to say, why don't we make that our high quality original videos to start?
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. Let's do that.
Right?
Let's do that.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it.
Right?
Yeah, let's try it.
So we'll have like a, I don't know, at 45 minutes to an hour worth of content potential that we're sitting down on. And then I'm sure there is a solid 10 to 20 minutes of really fascinating, great content. And then everything's tailored around those 10 to 20 minutes, whatever that is.
Put it back.
And then, yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay.
Because I think, so if I'm going to pick content for this style, what direction do you want to go? Do you want to go in the direction of what is going to entertain
Get
the
me
masses?
out of the Tesla bubble.
Okay, so you actually want to leave the Tesla bubble as well. So do you want to have like a hybrid?
I want it to be, yeah. Hybrid's okay. Because Tesla is still a very fascinating. I mean, I don't want to stop talking about Tesla, but I want to, like, I really want to expand my ability to talk about whatever I want. And so to me, this one sounds like a good way to do that in a fun way, because I have your help. I love working with you, and then I'm able to like actually. I'm excited to do this, and that's one thing that I'm gravitating towards. Like, if something's exciting, I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do that. If it's not exciting, I'm like, nah. I'm just saying those are the ones I'm saying no to.
Okay, so for the content that I would try to find for you for this style, let's say a few things now. So something to do with Tesla, which we think could go viral. Yes. Yeah. Something to do with the cars in general. Yes.
Yep.
Anything to do with stock market, yes. Economy, yes. But do we go
artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, yes. Okay, so that's definitely a theme. Do we go down the route of like a man falling off a bike in a really funny direction? Like this, that's like the opposite. So like, are we keeping it like fairly intellectual but entertaining, or are we going?
Yes.
Okay. So intellectual entertaining is the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No. Like. Haha, that was funny. No, but if something like, I want the humor to come through. If it works, and I want the humor to come through from the content that we would usually, go through. Like the whole, like Joe Biden telling Mary Barra she led. That's fucking hilarious. But it's very much within something that we're accustomed to covering. Like, I don't want to force the humor. I want the humor to come through. But very much the guiding principle is, it would be cool to get Farzad's take on this, because there might be some valuable insights that he could bring based on what he's talking about. So that's like the thing, right? And yeah, so Tesla, I can do great on that. EVs, sure. Car, sure. Artificial intelligence, sure. So like that's the kind of stuff, the economy, sure-ish, we'll experiment. The stock market, sure-ish, we'll experiment. And then as we get more and more into it, I feel like those conversations will be able to like hone in other things that, holy shit, like you really went on a rant here. And maybe that's where maybe the politics stuff starts coming in, talking about Vivek and talking about fucking RFK and all this stuff. Who knows? That's within that context, I'm very comfortable experimenting, because when you guys are sitting down and doing the high quality edit from that, you can be like, holy fuck, this is like, so you took this like in a weird place, but I feel like it's going to work great. Can we incorporate this in the high quality video? Or maybe it's its own high quality video. Maybe we get 2 high quality videos out of the thing, right? So
yeah. Okay, interesting. So what I will do from here is I will go away, try and pull together like 10 videos. What's the best way for them to be presented to you to then do the recording?
Why don't we? So can't we? So do you have time to come on and sort of like be almost like the guy that shows the content?
Yeah.
In a way,
we just gotta get a slot. That's all.
Yeah. So you tell me what time is best for you, and I'll work around your time.
So the next best time is next Monday. This slot, but next Monday. So we could try it there.
Okay.
But what? So what? Okay. So this would be like
It's like this.
Yeah. Okay.
But like literally just like, oh, check this out. Be like, oh shit. Okay. And then, we're recording our faces already, right?
Okay.
And then, we can screen share it if you want
Yep.
to kind of like capture the thing so we can screen share it. And then and then we'll talk about it.
I'm thinking maybe it's easier if we download all the videos, put them into one, and then there can be like a slight dark gap between each video, which we can then edit out, and then we can. That would be a good way for you to press play, pause as you're sort of going through and reacting to it. That's what I'm trying to get at. What's like a really like stream. Yeah, I tell you what would be interesting is to just watch the way Mr. Beast does these and try and like reverse engineer how he must be doing it. Because I'm assuming you've seen like Beast Reacts channels, yeah? Have you seen that stuff before?
I know it exists, but I've never seen any of his videos.
Okay, I'll send you a link to one after, and we can have a quick look. And yeah, because that style's really good, which he does obviously is Mr. Beast, and yeah, it's just figuring out the way to do it. So okay, awesome. Let's give it a go.
Let's fuck around. Like let's go on Monday 2 p.m. We'll fuck around, see what happens.
Yep.
And we'll learn.
Yeah. We'll definitely learn.
We'll learn a lot.
Yeah. And then to just quickly draw this back to this Friday, I'll have prepped 2 or 3 just interesting Tesla bits of news for you, which you can then run.
I'm gonna skip Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna save all this for Monday.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. And then once we figure that out, then I'll start my live streams again. Like it's for me, like the live stream piece, it's like I want to do it, but I really want to be excited to do it. Like tomorrow, I'm excited to do it with Brandon because he's covering a space that I haven't caught up on in a little bit, and he's got a lot of very interesting insights. So I really want to pick his brain on that stuff. Plus, he's going to be live streaming on his channel as well. Sweet. So it's going to be like a dual one. So we'll get exposure to his audience, which I think would be valuable for us.
He's killing it.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's killing it.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. And then we'll see how it carries into the weekend. And, if there's valuable clips you can draw from that, great. But I would reserve your bandwidth for that and then get prepped for Monday.
Okay.
And then Monday we'll really fucking it's gonna
give
be
it
awesome.
a go. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
What? Other bits of content I was going to talk about. What happened with talking to YouTube with the whole Vivek video?
Dude, what a fucking pain in the ass! Holy shit! So I had a notice. I had a thing on the banner at the top. Some of your videos, one or more of your videos, was flagged for. Incorrect traffic or some shit. Well, I forget the actual terminology I sent you. But basically, ad revenue has been paused. And I looked at it and I saw the Vivek thing came back, but I saw there was like no revenue from it. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on? So I reach out. And I was like, yeah. So I got flagged with this. And they're like, ways to fix this. Don't partner with anybody who's going to give you fake new views. Don't partner with anyone who's going to click ads for you. They're basically like incriminating me like as if I'm doing something wrong. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like how I didn't do any of this. So why are you flagging my stuff like this? Can you show me some data that proves this? They're like, sorry, we can't show you any data. We can't show you any of that data because it's private. I'm like, okay, so I just need to take your word for it that I am not doing anything wrong. But y'all figure something out that is wrong on my videos, but you can't tell me what it is. She's like, well, you can submit a form if you think this is wrong. And the form she sent me is the one that has me reporting illegal clicks. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm trying to tell you that it's wrong. She's like, oh, I see. But she's like, basically, we can't do anything about it. She's like, once it goes away, the ad revenue will resume. And I'm like, okay, what's the thing that's causing it from staying in the first place so I can at least figure out how to like mitigate it or maybe highlight that you guys are wrong? And then she kept saying, well, for it to go away is you need to make sure you don't partner with anybody. I'm like, bro, I'm not partnering with anybody that's giving me illegal clicks. I don't know who the fuck this person is or people are. So, but anyway, I think it resolved itself. It looks.
And then you were like, maybe it's this British dude I've been working with.
Is it you?
No, it's not me. It's definitely not me. It's definitely not me.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It was interesting as well because I I can't remember if you noticed or I noticed that the ad revenue wasn't dialing in for a few days with Vivek, and
Yeah.
we had a conversation about whatever reasons that might be. But then it seems to have come back on Sunday's pay. But then
Yeah.
that whole thing you had yesterday was obviously Monday. So did yesterday's conversation then trigger them to say, "Oh no, actually, maybe this is okay," or I don't know. But
I have
it's
no
just so funny
idea.
that after you've spoken to YouTube directly, not
It
to a
came.
human, then
Yeah.
ad revenue then started coming back.
I don't know.
So
I think what happened is the flag was delayed. I think I got the flag notification late.
okay.
Is what my guess is. It's like it was resolved itself, and we're working with just old data.
But
Is
also,
if I were
I
to
never
guess.
saw the flag. I probably go in your studio most days, probably every day to be honest, but most days I didn't see the
You don't
flag.
see a banner at the top.
No, but I normally see
Yeah.
if someone gets like a copyright flag or flags for like music or something like that. I usually see that, so it's strange I didn't see it. So
Weird. I don't know. Maybe they. I mean, maybe they did fix it in the background, and they're just telling me some other bullshit. I don't know.
mm,
Anyway,
mm,
I'm just glad that it looks resolved because that Vivek video is. I mean, it really shows just how popular he is in this race.
yeah.
Yeah.
As someone not, I'm actually invested in the US because of the stock market, but as someone from an outsider who's just kind of like, I'm someone like fairly in the central. I just sort of want people to get on and businesses to do well and to be sympathetic to people that aren't doing well. He just kind of like, which is probably like 90.
You're such a hardliner.
Yeah, I'm like such a normal person. He seems to just like be fitting all of that, and I can't say I've dived into it, but I listened to his podcast with Jordan Peterson, and I think he seems like a decent bloke, So
he's definitely smart. He's definitely very smart. Did you see the piece from Meet Kevin, on him?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. So apparently he's exposing him for running a scam with his previous company.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a shame.
Yeah. That would be a shame.
Yeah.
And he's got some of the stuff that he's brought forward is actually it's pretty damning. But I'm waiting for Vivek to see if he ever actually. I'm sure it will come up in the election cycle because usually when it comes to probably by the end of the year, everyone's going to start being dragged through the mud, and it's whoever can be the biggest Teflon sort of presidential candidate where everything kind of doesn't stick to them survives, and that's probably going to be fucking Trump.
Yeah. Yes, it will be. Yeah. Why is that going to change? So with Vivek, I did see one thing about him selling out some stock before like a really bad announcement for the company. Was it to do with that?
Yes. So you should watch it, but basically the thought process is he started a company that sold drugs. He bought a drug that failed, and he rebranded it, and then sold it as something that would succeed, and then of course it failed again. But as it was succeeding, as they were branding it for success, the company's valuation went up a ton, and then he sold shares, and then the trial came out and said that it failed. Again, but it's basically the same drug rebranded, and then his mom's a doctor, and apparently the doctor signed off on it being good. Who knows?
His mum was the doctor who signed it off. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh wow!
Like one of the people that said, "Yeah, this is actually something that should work." It's complicated, but that's what it seems like. It's like the guy knew that the drug wasn't going to work. He rebranded it. He paired it with a different drug, claiming that it would work, and then it ended up not working. But then he made a ton of money on the way up to that failed test.
Yeah. Ouch.
So
I want.
Maybe that's how he made all his money.
Yeah, that seems like why everyone hates Big Pharma.
America.
Yeah, but it's almost like if he didn't know it was going to fail, sold on the way up, and then it did fail. He kind of like had a right to sell in that period of time. But then we get into like the way the world really works, which is people get very skeptical. People are unfortunately doing dodgy dealings all the time. I think it's like the phase 3 trial, isn't it? Which is like the big one they've got to get through for a drug. It's like, if you're on the inside, do you generally know if it's gonna fail or not fail? I don't know. I definitely don't know that space well enough.
Yeah, but I don't know, and that's where like it's. I always try to give the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, at the same time, he's obviously an insanely smart person, and I feel like somebody of his caliber. I don't know. Maybe he was just very positive and very, very, I don't know. Who knows? Listen, so Kevin put the thing together. He did a great job putting it together. He put it out there. I don't see it. I think his comms director of Vivek responded and said, "Hey, like, nah, you're basically full of shit. You're a Democrat, blah blah blah."
Yeah,
You know,
I did see
yeah.
that.
So
But the
we'll see
the
where it goes.
comms person replied. I did see this, but actually, the comms person replied, just throwing mud at Meet Kevin instead of
Kevin,
actually addressing any of the things he said.
I know, it's
Yeah,
damning.
yeah,
It's the problem.
yeah. Do you know what though? From
So we'll see.
what I've heard from Vivek though, I think he would tackle this face on. From I already like the guy, and he does seem to be happy to talk about anything. So it'll be
I
interesting the
agree.
way he speaks. Man, I hope he's not like
Yeah,
some dodgy guy already, because damn, I had high
yeah.
hopes for that man.
I know. I agree, and I think that's what's going to end up happening is at some point he's going to have to face those allegations, and how he responds to it is either going to make him, like really like continue his momentum, or he's going to flat out it's over. I mean, he's like, if this one thing actually sinks his campaign, it can, and it will if he's not as clear and honest about the other things he's done. Listen, you could have, if there is a mistake that was made and it was legal, like, I'm more willing to forgive that than you trying to sort of throw it under the rug like every other politician and lose the respect of everybody. So and the trust. So, I don't know. We'll see. I do like I do like him. He definitely says a lot of good things. I don't agree with everything he says, but he it's all logical and it's well rooted. So, and that's way better than what I can say about any other candidate.
Yeah,
really.
We talk about like you potentially moving into content, which you got a bit more freedom to talk about. I think he is a really interesting person for you to maybe experiment that with if you get the right moment and you feel like you've got something you want to talk about, because his name's going viral across YouTube. Okay, another person I work with, again, we'll blank this out if this goes live. He's been doing some really great content, and Vivek is getting views. So that could potentially work. In fact, we've seen as well he can get views. Also, if this drug discovery thing ends up airing out and it's really bad, Herbert might be a really interesting person to speak to about this, because he's had some fingers in some pies in this sort of space before. So he might be able to give an interesting insight. So that could be a
good call.
A mutual stream for you both. But yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see. Again, it's early stages. I mean, Kevin picked it up and he posted stuff on it, and it seems like it hasn't gone anywhere yet, but I'm sure it will resurface, because it is how he made a lot of his money. It seems like, at least. So, but it would be, I would be, yeah, who knows? I mean, dude, presidential candidates go, they boom and bust all the time through this cycle, and it's usually your least, you want to peak late. In presidential elections, you don't want to peak too early. Like DeSantis, for example, peaked early, and he's just I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. It's very strange. RFK seems like he's just rolling along. And there's nobody else really on the Democratic side that is gonna go up against Biden except for RFK. So RFK needs to make sure he doesn't peak too early either. And but the complexity is that neither Biden or Trump are probably going to debate. So it's going to have to be they will only debate if it looks like they might lose the primary, which if the economy is strong, Biden will probably get reelected for sure into next year. If the jobs remain where they're at, and I don't care if the numbers are real or not. They're not. I'm probably starting to say 3.5% unemployment doesn't sound right. But whatever. If there's more people employed now than there were before he got elected, and if people are making more money now than before they got elected, and they get to do more things now than before he got elected, then why would you change that? And that's usually how people vote. The economy is always the biggest one, and listen, if the economy keeps growing under him and the Fed doesn't tank it and his policies don't tank it, then great.
Yeah.
It's just the problem is he might actually not make it to the re-election because he's so fucking old. So
and I see most of the clips I see of Biden are the ones which surface to the top of him, like stumbling or making a blunder or something. And I was like, dude, is he actually like this all the time, or are these just the ones that pitch rise to the top?
No, he's just always on camera. I mean, listen, I think the last thing I want for the guy is to like hurt himself or like something bad happen to him, but like, I disagree with a lot of his politics, but listen, the last thing I want for him is like pain or anything worse than that. So, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? It's an interesting time.
So flipping it back to the channel, obviously we've had a lot of great success recently with that Vivek Supercut.
Yes.
We did that other interview on the weekend. I think with that one we did on the weekend, the Supercut from I forget what the company's called, like GCPE, the energy company.
PG&E.
PG&E, yeah. I'm assuming that's a household name in the States because I know it's a massive company. Is it?
It's a West Coast electricity provider, I believe. Okay. Pacific Grid and Electricity or something like that.
I'm pretty sure Palantir have a contract with them as well, actually. So yeah, a company I've heard of before.
Pacific Gas and Electric.
So with those ones, if more interviews come out in the future, I think we do need to err on the side of caution, because I don't want us to get like some strikes for something like that. What we could do is leave this one, let it sit. When the next one arises and we think, yeah, we'll give that a go. If we look back at this one and it's doing like 10 views a day, just delete it. And then we can't get caught out in a few different areas. I think generally, because we're doing the Supercut, it's not so bad. I think if you were to add a little bit of commentary, like an intro into it, then we reduce our risk massively again. But yeah, I just get a tiny bit nervous that we'd get a strike for it.
Okay. No problem.
So yeah, just want to err on the side of caution. When I was doing Palantir,
I'm okay with that.
When I was doing Palantir Bite-Sized, I was doing an original video every single day when I was going for it all out, and then I was doing a clip of, let's say, the CEO Alex Karp talking, and I'd put some B-roll over 30% of it, and I was doing that for ages and doing absolutely fine. Never had a single problem. And I felt like it's because I had like a nice mixture of original content and then like slightly pinched content. And, sometimes that could be from CNBC. Sometimes that could have been from the Palantir channel. Sometimes it would be from somewhere like a MITS channel, something like that. And then when I was taking my foot off Palantir Bite-Sized, but then still like giving it a go, I got more lazy on the original content and I was doing more of the, pinching from elsewhere. And then I got into trouble with YouTube about it eventually. So I think as long as there's a good mix and like 98% of our content is fully original, like it is, probably 99% of the content is original, probably gonna be fine. It's low risk. But I want to air out the risk.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm happy with those, with those super cuts to I mean, my whole thing is if it's a long form video that can be cut down into something that's really absorbable and we're the ones doing that work, and there is if the sort of the laws allow us to do that work, I feel like it's a service to my audience to ensure that they get exposure to that. So, and then always giving credit, like, dude, here's the full video, go watch it. Here's the full video, go watch it.
Which I did actually at the top. I don't know if you noticed or not. I did.
I saw that. And I also pinned it at the top of the comment section.
Oh,
too.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like there, it's visible. It's like you guys should go watch the whole video,
Yeah. It is so nice to listen to Elon as well. Obviously it's supercut, so it sometimes feels like the words are coming a bit too quick after the next one, because I'm trying to make it punchy, but it is really nice having all the ums and the ers and the big pauses out of it, and it's very punchy Elon, isn't it?
It's value add.
Yeah, it is.
It's value add.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's like, because listen, Elon is a genius, but fuck, he's a terrible public speaker, dude. He's so bad.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So, but it's nothing against the guy. I mean, he's fucking clearly brilliant, but he's got weaknesses like everybody else.
I know. It's so good to hear. Even Elon's got a few weaknesses.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember first listening to Elon thinking like, I don't know, it takes you a little bit longer to actually buy into him, doesn't it? Because he's just, he's not, he doesn't.
It's part of his charm too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Once you get to know him and love
it's like very, because the first interface you have with the guy, I feel like if you never met Elon Musk, you've never heard Elon Musk, and you see him talk, you're probably like, what the fuck is wrong with this nerd? He can't get his words out. And then after 2 hours, you're like, this might be the smartest man I've ever seen.
but what the fuck is wrong with this nerd?
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny. I want to tell you about the concept. What else do you have on your mind? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. What else do you have on your mind?
From YouTube point of view, one or two little ones. Okay, so I think we'll come back to this one you've got in a minute. Come back to it. I think we could, if you're still planning on doing more FSD driving videos, I think before
Yes.
you do that next one, we should have like a little look around at what the other people in this space are doing. I think we could improve your setup. And I think when you look at others and then you look at yours looks like a bit crowded. And I don't know, I don't, maybe it's just actually the fact we need to just like do some more editing in the video instead of the same angle the whole time. But do you know AI Driver? I think he actually is a member of your
Oh
Discord.
yeah.
Yeah, like his look
It's
beautifully
great.
clean. Yeah,
Beast.
and I just
Yeah.
think like maybe it's a case of you get all the individual footage and then you just like send it to me, and I can then like
Done.
do a little rotation throughout the pod, because I know you're busy, you're trying to spin plates, get stuff done. Just send it to me and I'll actually probably just give it to an editor, and we'll just then make that look, and we'll go from sometimes you talking with the car in front of you, sometimes it's just the car in front, sometimes it's whatever. And I just think there's room for improvement there. What do you think?
Great.
Yeah.
Love it. Done. Done.
It might be a mini investment for you, but the one that AI Driver does, which is great, is he's got like a GoPro sticking out the back of the vehicle, and it looks like you're playing GTA in third person with the car following around. Have you seen that?
Oh, he's got the 360 camera view
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know how expensive a camera like that is, but that looks sick.
Yeah.
At times, especially like going between like parked cars or something. So
I'll look
I
into
don't
it.
know. Yeah, if it
Yeah.
seems like worth it, then it could be something which would look
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, I think there's room for improvement there. And I listed a few people: AI Driver, Whole Mars, the Marquise Brown Lee guy when he did his. I thought it looked really good. Another guy, Cyberlift. Just I thought they had some really
Yep.
nice angles. I don't think, like for example, I don't think you need your feet showing. I know you're trying to show that you're not touching the pedals, but I think most people now get it now. So then when you look at, then you've basically got a shot of your feet for like half an hour. It's kind of like,
Hell
do
yeah.
your feet?
Those
Yeah,
hairy ass
yeah. I
legs.
mean, feet for some people you might get into a new market in some areas. But
I'm just jealous of Chuck Cook's legs. That's what it is.
I don't know who Chuck Cook is.
Chuck Cook. He's the guy with the unprotected left turn.
Oh, of course, Chuck Cook. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
him. I know
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Florida. He's always got shorts on.
Yeah. Because that
Anyway.
was an amazing story of the Tesla finally figuring out that junction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. And they named the update after him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Chuck Cook left turn update. It was called.
Sweet.
No, that's great though. So next time I'll do the FSD video, I'll send you the footage, and then
Yeah.
I'll see if I can improve the angles in some areas.
Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, the vlog. Do you think you'll do any more like vlog style things again in the future?
You mean like with the camera, with a smartphone camera in my face?
So the vlog I'm kind of considering now is the one where you took some footage on the journey back. I think it was from visiting Pennsylvania. There's one which is like a little bit more vloggy style. And you were like in the car and you're walking around and the dogs were going for a number 2.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? How was that video? Like, what was your takeaway?
I thought it was really nice to see, like, so like if I think about someone like Jeremy Lefebvre, most of the time you see him like just in front of the camera. And I remember like beforehand he did like a few live streams, and it was kind of like, he did like a 3-hour live stream where the camera just like followed him around for a bit around his house or whatever. And it's like really interesting to see like this person you follow online like out in the wild, like even though he's only walking around his house. Actually no, I think one he was literally out and about, and I just think it's just like, I don't know, when you're following someone on YouTube, you're kind of getting to know them, and you're almost like you're interacting with them and befriending them. And I just thought it was really cool to see you like out in the wild. You do actually exist.
Okay.
You're not a robot.
Yeah. I have legs.
Yeah. So yeah,
I can see that. It's funny because when I was at the takeover in California, that was one of the comments that I keep hearing is like, it must be weird. Like a lot of us come to you, like we already know you, but you have no idea who we are. And so many people said that. It's like, yeah, it must be weird. Like, I know you. I feel like we're friends, but you have no idea who I am. I'm like, you're right. What's your name?
Yeah.
Let's start. So okay, I will consider it. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was natural to do it in that sort of context because I was out and about, and it was cool for me to do that. But the thing is, like, right now, it's so fucking hot in Texas.
Yeah.
I have zero incentive to leave the house, but I could do one just walking around the house. Just walking around the house and
I don't.
thinking about
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing which we need to force. I think it's just like
natural.
yeah. I mean, I always say to you, like, when you go to the Tesla events, like, enjoy them, like, seriously.
Yeah.
But like the Tesla takeover, maybe that would have been a good one to do it for. Also, if you just wanted to enjoy it, then just enjoy it. But other things.
The problem with that one is I had 0 seconds to get away from people.
Yeah,
literally the whole time.
Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it,
which was awesome.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it anyway.
Yeah. It was great. I mean, the second I walk in, people are like, "Hey, what's up, dude? It's Farzad. What's going on?" And then what happens is when somebody sees that you're talking to somebody, they're like, "Oh, that's Farzad," and then there's a line that forms.
Wow.
And then and then there's like a thing where you end the conversation, because otherwise you can keep talking to somebody for the whole time. So like, "Thank you so much, great meeting you, thank you," and then they walk away, and then somebody else comes in with their phone camera. "Hey man, how's it going? My name's blah." And I'm like, "Dude, what's going on? Can't take a picture?" "Sure." And it's we talk about stuff, and then the next one comes, and then the next one comes, and then the next one comes, and then the next one comes. So then it's like I have to be like, "Hey, I need to go make some content. I'll be back."
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like I would rather just talk to the people.
Yeah,
to me, that's a better use of my time. It's like I actually want to get to know the people that watch me, and I find that interesting.
Yeah.
It's the least I can do for them to spend their time with me every single day. A lot of them, it's like, okay, the least I can do is talk to you. So
do you ever get spotted in the street?
So the only time I got spotted randomly was at the gym. I was at the gym and somebody's like, "Dude, are you Farzad?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, I watch your channel. I literally just watched your video." I'm like, "Holy fuck, this is crazy. How's it going?" Yeah. And then yesterday I went to the service center in Austin because I dropped my car off. By the way, I gotta tell you what the fuck happened there. Surprise. But yeah, I walk in and the guy that's like checking me in, he's like, "Dude, are you?" He read the name. He's like, "Farzad Mesbahi. Are you the Farzad from YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, I watch you every day." I'm like, "Holy shit." He's like, and then one of the customers next to him was like, "Oh shit, are you Farzad? Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah." Yeah. So like walking into the service center is like, okay, duh, people recognize me.
So how much discount did he give you? How much discount did he give you?
Zero. Because and I wish I got it. So I took it in because I was getting a vibration on the steering wheel. And I was getting some oscillation sound from the back, and I'm pretty sure it needed an alignment and a tire balance anyway. And then they took off the tires to check for the balance, and 2 of my rims are bent.
What?
On the left because of potholes.
Oh,
because we have a lot of potholes in the States. Yeah. And so, and I have the 21-inch rims on the Y, so I have to get them both replaced. They can't fix them, and it's $2,000.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I regret getting those 21-inch wheels, dude. I do, because I already went through a whole set of them, and the tires on their own was about $2,000. The tires already, and now I have to replace 2 rims, and that's another $2,000. So I've spent like $4,000 in the last 50,000 miles on just tires and rims.
Jeez. Ouch.
Brutal.
Yeah. Not good.
It hurts. Yeah.
Not good.
So I'm thankful for that X paycheck coming in yesterday.
That's why you
basically,
Yeah, that's why you posted 2 videos yesterday.
That's right. I'm trying to make my fucking rims back. But yeah, that was painful. That hurt. But listen, it is what it is.
I am actually glad though, because I don't own a Tesla. I don't own an electric car. The goal is to eventually at some point, but it's just not the right time for me at the moment.
Yeah.
And I was glad to hear it wasn't something else. It was a consumable which you could have had on an ICE car.
100%.
So it wasn't
100%.
like something's penetrated the battery casing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So
just be prepared though. Like the thing with those, if you're gonna get the Tesla, if you really love the look of the bigger wheel, which I really fucking love the look of the bigger wheel, just be prepared that if the roads around you aren't the best, you'll blow some tires out and bend some rims. Unfortunately,
so bigger wheels are more vulnerable to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay.
Because the sidewall on the tire is thinner.
Right.
So there's less give between the tire and the rim, so the tire has a higher chance of getting fucked through like some harsh conditions. And then the rims themselves, because there isn't that much space between the tire and the rim, if you hit a certain pothole a certain way, you can bang on the wheel directly, and then that could cause the wheel to be warped or whatever. So when you get the smaller wheels with a bigger sidewall tire, that's actually cheaper to manufacture, so you actually pay less, and the tires last longer, and the chances to bend the rim on a 19-incher versus a 21 is like significantly less. So, and that's where I'm like, fuck, like, was it worth $4,000 to give up 30 miles of range so that the car looks better? And I don't know if it was. Yeah.
Wait, so you the bigger wheels as well give up range?
Yeah, you give up 30 miles on the Model Y.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Never mind. It
Just
looks
an
cool.
idiot.
Looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah, I look like a badass in it, and I blow everybody off the line. If I wanted to track it, I can. But when's the last time I took it to the track? Never. So fucking idiot.
What was the other thing you wanted to talk about then? That's me done with my lot.
Yeah. So my friend and I, Keith, tonight we're gonna. So him and I did a podcast. We did podcasts a long time ago. Ooh. And the one thing he sent me, he sent me a video of like a popular YouTuber reacting to the good and bad sides of AI, and I haven't watched it yet. And he was like, dude, I know you talk about this all the time. It finally clicks for me why AI is so good and bad. You know, she talked about this and this, and I really want you to watch it. And you know, and I'm like, okay, so why don't we just come on and I'll watch it. Like I'll react to it, then you and I can talk about it and then kind of get your take. So, and what I thought in my head, it's that this is a person who has 3 kids, full-time job, is married. This guy has no time. He's got no time to explore this space. But I'm one of his best friends, and this is my life. This is what I do. And then I thought it would be interesting for a layman to sort of like be excited about AI, and then we can talk about it, you know, go back and forth in the possibilities and not or whatever, while reacting to this video and like make it into a thing. And then my thought process was, I'm going to record it on StreamYard. It's going to be, there'll be recordings will be available. And then I was wondering if you and your team can sit down and see if you can turn it into a video.
Yeah.
See if you can turn it into something that's usable.
Of course. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. It's like talking to the layman about the potentials of AI, and them finally getting their mind blown that this is coming. And I just, to me, thought it was a cool concept.
Let's do it. Okay. So when you'll do local recordings, I imagine.
I'll be doing local recordings.
Yeah. Oh, actually, because you'll have the normal recording as well. We can use that to help steer us when stuff needs to be overlaid or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, great. Give it a go.
Does that work?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I think that's a really interesting.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a really interesting concept as well. So,
it's like one of those things where, like, for the people that watch my videos, I have to remember that a giant percentage of them are not in depth into the topic as I am, because that's why they're coming to me, is so they can learn more about the topics. And so I can use Keith as sort of the representative for my audience. And so me talking to Keith is like me talking to the audience. And I feel like Keith being like the surrogate for the audience is like an interesting concept for the AI piece. That's how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, and just to compare that to like some other people, it's like, why is it when you listen to Elon speak, he often like rattles away some of the same stories? You know, it's kind of like, because, you know, he's speaking to different audiences all the time who haven't thought about this stuff. And it's only because we're like completely in the weeds and listen to anything Elon ever says, we hear him repeating the same thing time, you know, here and there. Yeah. But the average Joe isn't thinking about, you know, the stuff Elon is. You know, we only are because he tells us. Or at least I'll speak for myself.
And like, it's like, you know, Elon can get in front of a crowd that's interested about electric cars, but then when he starts talking about the scarcity around lithium refining and how to up that, people are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But then Tesla fans are like, yes, that's so interesting, you know? So it's like, you know, one of those things.
Yeah, for sure. Sweet. Yeah, good luck with it. I hope it goes well. So did you say you used to do podcasts with him before then?
Yeah, we had this podcast, him and I and a couple other people. It was called Degenerates Talk.
Okay.
Was the name of the podcast back in the day. We would get absolutely, knickered? Is that a good way of saying, like, fucked up, blasted? Is that a...
Yeah, I'll follow it. Yeah, knickered. Yeah.
Okay.
Many ruder ones.
But
yeah.
Okay. We were drunk. And we would get drunk, and then we would get in one of my rooms in my old house, and then we would just record a podcast drunk. And then we would say the dumbest shit, and it's out there. So if people look for it, they'll find it. but he's always wanted to do he's still wanted to do a podcast. I'm like, dude, let's, I'm not going to commit to something long term with him, but I'm like, dude, come get your fix in with me, and we'll make it into a video concept, and maybe we'll have you back on. Like, maybe you're like, I called him, I'm like, maybe you can be my retard, and then we can talk to you, and then
Yeah.
and then we'll we'll explain the concepts more for the layman, and then we'll communicate it out. So it's like, in a joke, I love the guy to death, but he's very he's just very behind on these topics. It's going to be very interesting to talk to him about it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
exciting, and as always, just giving stuff a go, trying stuff. So
yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Sweet.
I'm seeing some files on the shared drive as well. Are all of those good to be
yes,
uploaded?
So what I'm doing on the shared drive is, when I've seen you've uploaded it, I'm just dropping it into the archive, and then eventually I'll just like delete out the back of the archive, just to sort of give a little bit of flow to it. Those 3 there, and maybe a 4th, are, I think it's just 3 new ones today. I basically just jumped into your Lucid videos this morning, and I just like supercutted them. So I just took out, it may be like a 2-minute long segment, and I just made it into like 90 seconds or 45 seconds or something like that. I didn't do any B-roll or anything like that. I just thought today's a Lucid day, so I gave you 3 quickly, which is what I could do at the time. So yeah, I would dump all 3 of those when you get a chance today, because Lucid will obviously be hot. And yeah, I thought there were some interesting takes as well, which is why I chose those sections. So
okay, cool, great. Yeah. And then Rivian reports in about 15 minutes here too, so I'll be doing a video on that.
Sweet
today.
Nice, cool.
So that should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have definitely another Twitter video coming over. If it's not already in there, coming over soon. We're going to try and get another one. Yeah, so we'll have Brandon from, his name Brandon, isn't it?
Car Questions.
So there'll be some good clips in there for sure. And then we've got a few other things we're working on as well. So yeah, nice little pipeline and stuff.
Great. Yeah. It sounds like, so I'll tell you, like, from my standpoint, where I am mentally, I feel so fucking motivated right now to really get this thing to the next level. And that was something that was missing from me for the last, I mean, you and I were talking about it like crazy, but I can feel it. I can feel this. And I think X, like yesterday with that payment coming through and seeing that, holy shit, like, you and I were talking about this could potentially be a double up of the revenue for the channel over time. I mean, they've already made some pretty drastic changes. It went from 1,500 over 5 months to 2,000 in 1 month. And then, as the monetized video and stuff like that, I expect that to be significantly higher too. So I think there's room there to really make that into something special too. And we're early, and you talked about this, we're early. And so I think the thing I was struggling with, the more I think about it, is, I was sitting and I lost track of how much progress we've made. That was really it. I sat down and I was trying to estimate my taxes for next year, because I'm like, holy fuck, I haven't put any money away for next year's taxes. Shit. And I sit down and I'm like, holy fuck, the channel has generated $100,000 in the last, I mean, you can see it in the analytics. It generated a ton of fucking money. And I'm like, holy fuck, holy shit, like, this is actually a thing. And I was like, oh my God, like it sort of like, it finally contextualized. Like, just because it's going like this for the last couple of months, and all of a sudden in August we're seeing it, it's like on track to do 16, 18,000 in the month or whatever based on the first week. I'm like, holy fuck, yeah, this is like stupid. Like, don't, like, stop worrying about the recent direction of the channels, like the stock market. What are you working towards? What are you investing in? Like, are you enjoying it? Like, what are the things you want to do with it? And I think that reframed a lot of my mindset. So yeah, I just feel rejuvenated. Good. I really do. I feel rejuvenated. I'm ready.
And
million subs.
Yeah, let's do it. And Twitter, honestly, like, to have someone like Elon at the helm now, who's driving home the importance of monetization for creators, is so important. You frozen? Are you still there? Yeah. So I'll send you a print screen after, if I get it up after after this, of my monetization for 1 month on Facebook, when I was doing Facebook pages before. And this was just like resharing random content, and now I've got like 5 figures in 1 month, and it's because of the share button. Because of what's it called on Facebook? Is it share? I can't remember now. Share. Yeah, share. Because of that, and if you can dial in some banging content, it will go absolutely bananas. And once Twitter dials in their monetization, and they figure out video in a better way, and then the ads start following, and it's pre-roll, post-roll ads, whatever,
it's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be nuts. Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited, and I think on X, what I'm starting to really do is I really want to be transparent, at least for the next like call it 6 months or so. I want to be really transparent in how the platform is monetizing, what are some of the metrics that are helpful to track, how I'm seeing the monetization working, what are the things that I'm doing. Like I want to be very super transparent, open door for all that stuff, so that it would encourage more people to create as well. Because the more, I mean, it's a flywheel, and
Yeah.
I want X to succeed selfishly because I fucking create on X and I want people to be there.
Yeah.
But I want to support the Musk business because he's been so good to me. I want to be good back to him. So it's one of those things where I feel like it's something I really want to do. So I think there's an opportunity there too, and that could open other doors too. Like we talked about, X doesn't have this weird thing where it's capping you on what you can talk about. If it resonates with people, they'll share it. And you're not really limited to an algorithm. It's people will find it interesting, and depending who follows you and shares your stuff, it has a huge impact.
Yeah, and I think
the Elon follow is giant.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we briefly spoke, or I was briefly talking about on that Spaces I had with you and Hans, was the cost to consume a piece of content from you on Twitter is so low because I'm literally scrolling past it and my eyes can't help but read it. Whereas the cost on YouTube is to click on it and to sacrifice the next 10 minutes of your life. So it's so much easier to experiment on Twitter because the cost to consume a bit of your content for the audience is so much lower. And if they then actually like it for something which they would never click on YouTube, then, that flywheel can turn. So,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'm going to have to shoot.
Great.
Excellent talking. There's definitely a few good clips in here if you want to try it, actually. And do you want to post this? So...
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, we can post it again on the weekend if you like. And
yeah,
I think we could actually try clipping that Vivek section, and which we spoke about. What else did we talk about? Oh, and I think we should clip the section of you talking about going to the Tesla show, whatever it's called again.
Sure.
And then depending on how it looks, we could also clip the bit on your car braking, or we could incorporate that into the Tesla show bit, which is the name I've completely forgotten. What was the Tesla show called? The Tesla... Takeover. The Tesla Takeover. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do what you did last time. Just go through the content, and if there's stuff to post it. Fuck it.
Excellent.
Whatever you find valuable.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice one, dude.
Awesome, man.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude.
Awesome,
Thanks,
dude.
Mate.
Million subs. Million subs. Let's go.
See
all
you,
right,
man.